Okay, I just got something that makes it seem like something might have happened. Like now it's showing live. I switched the orientation on the camera. Wow, this is just crazy. See, Razy for sure. I wonder. Huh.
It shows you live.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Um. What a fun beginning.
No viewers yet.
You know, and I wonder if any of that is the whole, like, not having been able to set up the Facebook Live. Well, so here's the thing. If anybody's out there, when and if that should happen, I was unable yesterday to set up an official live show. So yesterday I tried to do what I usually do and set up an advance notice for a Facebook Live show. And it wouldn't let me do it. Facebook wouldn't let me do that, saying I needed to set it up a week in advance. And so I tried to play around and figure it out and thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and do what we're going to do. And so that's what we're doing. And this is not our normal kind of live show where we're trying to share products and then have you bid on the feed if you want some of them. This is more demonstrations and such. So I can see that there's 2 people online, now 3. So that says one way or the other, it's getting out there, even though there was a weird, rough start. So I apologize and I thank you. And mostly I just want to say I'm so grateful that y'all are here and there. And this particular attempt on my part to do a show is more about wanting to just bring back that old traditional bead store vibe that we have not had in a long time, because we're not doing things the way we used to do. So you all know I really love to share how things can be done easily and differently and how you can change things up. So today I'm wanting to show how to take some of our basic kits and make them, customize the way that you finish them to your liking. Because the way we put our kits together, we have to start with something, but we want to give you options so you can do things the way you would like to. And I also want to say thank you to all of everybody who come in to don our different colorways for our new Beaded Galaxy, 2 different colorways. The one I'm going to be demonstrating with here, we're calling Blue on Blue. And I'm going to get right to it. So the way, what I'm going to show you first is a way to do, I'm going to move these out of the way for now, I think. This is going to be the ending that we're going for. So it's a fold over clasp, and all of these are on our website. There's a link or on the post right before this live video. There's a button that says, what does that button say exactly, Eddie?
It's going to say click to view products.
Yes, click to view products. And then that will take you to the Beaded Galaxy products. And from there, you can go, you just continue clicking and it'll take you to the website. And then you can order any of these things that you might choose to order. So in this case, I'm going to show you how we do this finish with a fold over clasp. We have these fold over clasps in antique silver, antique copper, and brass, and they're just a fun, easy clasp that's suitable for men and women. And so I have gotten this bracelet almost done. It's easy to size in that you bring the chain should be just about as long as it will fit right around your wrist. I'm going to now open this up, move some of my cords. So I'm going to open this ring. Actually, I could do it this way too. And slide it through the ends, the last two beads, or the last two chain links, like so. And in this case, I don't put a bead right next to the finding or the closure clasp because there's really not room, and you want it to just kind of come in together and come to a point. And as with all of our woven chain and leather bracelets, whether you're using beads or crystal, you're basically going right to left. So in this case, right to left through those two Rolo rings, flip it over, and then go right to left again through the same rings that I just went through. And in this case, you kind of have to go over that curve, so you might pull it through and then pull it through again. These examples are done using 5.7 millimeter chain and 1.5 millimeter leather.
Rolo chain.
Yes, Rolo chain, absolutely. So I like to figure out which, as I'm going to do a little dangle with beads as terms. So I like to figure out which way this is going to wear. If I'm going to wear it on my left wrist, then I want my dangle to hang downward. That's just how I like it. So give that a test. And that means I'm going to come around back, and I'm going to just do a really simple overhand knot with both the cords of leather. And as usual, the kits come with plenty of leather and chain, enough to make 8 inches of woven, and then a little you get extra length with the closure depending on which one you use. So I'm going to pull that real nice and tight. So now that's all going to stay, won't slide back out. And then I'm going to grab a bead or two, because we always have a few extra beads in the kits, and so you might just as well use them and do something fun. So in this case, thread on a couple of beads, another overhand knot. I'm going to tighten it, pull it really tight that way, and then I'm going to pull it this way, pulling the bead against, pushing the bead against the knot. And then I've got one more bead, and we'll bring that down and tie one more knot, and that is easy peasy. Tighten it well, pull it, snip it, and now we're done. And this particular colorway was the winner of 4 different colorways that we were testing out, and this got, I think, 45 votes. So calling it Blue on Blue. It is 1B, listed on the website. And that is that quick demonstration. Next, I want to show you how we do our glue ends. So this is another woven or galaxy beaded bracelet, again, weaving beads and chain. And then it has this nice little mushroom kind of shape end cap that looks it just gives it a very nice finished look. So I'll show you how that works. I'm also going to show you, in this case, how we go about attaching, because this is all about finishing techniques, how we go about attaching the chain to the clasp. And in this case, we love using Rolo rings. And so Rolo chain is useful for so many things, obviously the bracelet itself. But in this case, we're using, right here you can see, the base chain here is 5.7 millimeters, but we're linking it to the closure with 4.8 millimeter chain links, which open up easily, as you can see here. And so this is what the chain would look like. Obviously, chain looks like chain. And I like to find the opening And any of our chains 4.8 or larger have that opening. The 3.8 mil doesn't. That's a solid ring, and we'll show how we use that in just a minute. This comes together like so, just loop it in. And you can see I'm using 2 round nose pliers and in a kind of a non-traditional way. I just opening it, closing, and if you need to tamp it down together a little bit to make sure it's closed well, you can do that. But two round noses or 1 round nose and a
Bent nose?
either bent nose, small tip bent nose, or small tip chain nose are your ticket. Our bent noses here are a little bigger, and I love them for most everything, but sometimes it's a little tricky to get into this small space. So there we go. And this just makes a super solid, super tight connection. So now we're going to go through, and in this case I saved out a bead that was a little loppy. See how just a funny little bead, so that I would have a narrower bead to kind of fit in between the 2 loops on the closure. Those are, you don't want to put pressure on them. They're just simply soldered on, so they could break, and you want to be careful that you don't try to press a bead that's too big into that space and you break the little loop that's coming off of that closure. So this bead is going to fit just fine. Open that up, go through here, go through the back. This is the second half of that weave. So on the back there's always leather, on the front we have the beads. So this one is
And
two.
why is that, Becky?
Why is what, Eddie?
That the leather's on the back,
Thanks for
on the
asking.
back side.
Well, you could put it on the front.
No,
I don't know.
the hole's not big enough.
Oh, the hole. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know,
So,
Eddie.
for those people that might want to try
Yes.
pushing it through,
Yes.
you'll never get it through.
Right. The bead holes are way too small to fit the leather through twice. So you can fit it through once easily, but not twice. So now we're going to trim, and I'm not going to trim it all the way because I want to just show you how far this actually sticks out. So there's a fair bit of room in that little cap, and I really want him to be more snug than this. So, but I test it just because once you've cut the leather off, you can't uncut it. So, see, I kind of over pulled it through just a smidge, because once it's glued, it'll come back. It'll slip back just a little bit. I'm going to cut all the way right there.
That's a key tip. That's a hot tip.
Thanks, Eddie, for pointing that out to people, because you haven't known that?
No.
Well,
It's, super clever.
well, wow. That's nice of you to note that I had a super clever tip. Another clever tip that I want to share today is when I'm working with these, I put the little end cap, face up so that I can fill the well with a little bit of, spit it out, a little bit of super glue. The Loctite Ultra Control Gel works really nice because it's easy to control. It's not liquidy. So I'm just gonna fill that little spot, and I put it on plastic just in case it overflows. I don't wanna make a mess. I'm gonna pull this out a smidge, tuck it in, and just dunk it right in there. And this size end, I'll show you the one I didn't glue yet, has a hole or an opening that is suitable for 1.5 to 2 millimeter leather. If you're using 2 mil leather and it's just a little big, you can just trim the edge a smidge so that it fits right in there. I always round it with my fingers. I'll show you here, and I don't want to mess, I'm not going to go down there and mess with that till that's dried. So if this was a thicker leather, I would kind of round it up with my fingers so that I don't have any flared edges. And you can see there's really plenty of room in there with a 1.5 millimeter. And interesting, I'm just going to point out, this is, the chain here is silver. No, this chain is gold. is a bright sunshiny gold color chain. And this new colorway is 2A, and it's called Summer Sun.
Summer Sun.
Summer Sun, thank you. One of the people who commented was commenting that these colors just seemed, gold is more summery and sunshiny, and it's like, yeah, that's a good point. But it's gold chain, and this little end cap is technically antique brass. But once it's glued on there, it is absolutely fine. Even in this lighting, you don't notice that it's brass, not shiny gold. It blends in absolutely beautifully. So, because it's not really a very dark antique brass, but it works well with brass as well. So, I'm not going to do the other one because I want the first one to dry and I don't want to put pressure on it. So I'm going to move on to the third technique that I want to show you. And let's see. Oh, thanks, Sam. Yeah, I like those colors too. Here, we'll go like this. Maybe, I'm not sure what can show. What I'm going to do here is another fun one. And we don't typically use this technique that I'm going to show you on beaded galaxy bracelets, but there's no reason you can't. And what it does is it gives you a super, just a super clean finish. This example that I'm showing you is from another bracelet kit called Open Road. Thanks, Ed. Are you laughing because I don't know all the names right off the top of my head when I'm under pressure on Facebook? So this is called Open Road, and you can see where right here we've got a little crimp that's holding that together and a crimp here tucked in the middle of all those chains. And then the leather is trimmed off right on each side. And it's just a really clean, almost invisible-ish finish. You can see those beads or those crimp beads there, but not much. So I'm going to show you how to do that on our next bracelet or our next example. So here, again, it's the fold-over clasp, which is a nice, easy-to-use clasp. And I'm going to open it up. Slide, easy for me to say, slide the loops through. I've already double checked that size is going to be right. And just like the last time, I'm not going to put a bead in here. There's not quite enough space, and it's going to look better if I don't put a bead in. So now, again, I'm still going from right to left because I'm basically finishing up the weave that I've done throughout the whole bracelet, which is right to left. And I'm going to go right. But what I want to do here is I'm going to slide on one of my little crimps. And see how that's an oval shape? I disconnected a ring from the 3.8 mil chain and smushed it into a little oval. So I'm going to put that on. And when I do these, I always think 2 is better than 1. So I'm going to show you one more because I like to put two on for security. So I have to snip to release one of the rings. So you end up, because the 3.8 rings are closed, you have to snip one, and clearly that cutter has seen better days. So I have a sturdier one. And so there's a little 3.8 millimeter Rolo ring. And the way I like to cut or squish these is I find where the soldered seam is, and I can see it right up at the top there. And so then I want that to be on the side. Trying to see where I am. There we are. And I'm just going to squeeze it ever so slightly. And I do that because that's going to make it much easier to get 2 strands of leather through, and it will help them position just right, just where I want them to. So I've got now 2 little crimps of 3.8 millimeter chain, and then I'm going to go through. That's my last right to left. I'm going to open this to do the rest. And then flip it over. I'm going right to left. And this one go right to left through the chain that I was hitting, but I also want to go and get into the crimps that I just added. So I might need to futz a little bit. I could even take that clasp off to get in there more easily perhaps. But I've also cut, you know what, I am going to take the clasp off actually. That will make it a smidge easier. I also cut the leather ends in a really sharp point. So that makes it easier for getting that second strand through. So a little twist, and see how nice that fits really snug. And then I need to go through my last Rolo ring that's part of the bracelet itself. And comes back together, and look how sweet that looks. Nice. And all I have to do at this point, and I may as well do this before I put that clasp back on it, obviously doing it with the clasp off is easier. I might do a quick double check, make sure my leather is all pulled just where I'd like it to be. And then I'm going to try to get at these individually, although it's almost hard. I'm gonna squeeze the first crimp from this side, and then I'm gonna go squeeze the second crimp. And again, here I'm using a bent nose. That just seems to be a really nice tool. In this case, that nice broad front, or the tip on it, makes it sturdy and helps get the crimp crunched so that the leather's held. I'm gonna do it again from the other direction. And this is a really gentle squeeze. And I'm gonna get that last one. You don't wanna squeeze too hard because you can cut through the leather, and that would be sad at this point. And then I test it, I give it a really good pull to make sure I have done it super securely, and indeed I have. That's not gonna come out, I can tell. So then we will put the clasp back on and trim up. So, oops, sorry. I get so excited I forget that I'm trying to do this on a screen. So this comes back together. And there we go. So then take it off, and you don't really have to leave much extra because that crimp is going to hold nicely. So I get in there with
Another hot tip, crimp before you snip.
oh yes, crimp before snip, right. Good point, because when you have the extra leather, then you can position and pull and tug and make it, you know, fit it in right exactly where you want it. So, alrighty, so that's that. Easy peasy. And what else? Oh, one more that I just thought was fun. And for anybody who orders today, let me just say this real quick. If you are interested in ordering any Beaded Galaxy kits, you can do it right on the website. Again, on the video or on the post right below this video, there's an announcement about the fact the video is coming, and there's on the screen it says click to see product.
Yeah, we'll just walk them through it.
And okay, maybe we will. We'll pop over there.
Product.
Pardon?
Click to view product.
Click to view product, and then that's how you get into. It'll take you right to the page where you can order Beaded Galaxies and other. You know, you can get to all the things that we have on the web. And for anybody who orders today, I'm going to throw in a coordinating a little either leaf or flower charm that will be really cute on any of these bracelets. So that's our fun little freebie for today. Last but not least, I want to show a way to put this closure, which is one that we use on our woven book chain kits. This is called the Mega Lobster. And we're
Ooh, Mega Lobster.
and it's got those glued ends, book chain in the middle, and here the kits include a huge, this is an 11 mil Rolo ring. Again, we love those Rolo rings. But what I'm going to show you is that works well size-wise for this big bracelet, but I'm going to show you a way to finish it, or to do that with that same Mega Lobster here, but with a 7mm Rolo rings, which are just a little more suited to the scale of this particular bracelet. So again, I've already double checked that this is going to size up just the way I want it to. And actually, I should show you this. So you do that, see how I can kind of pull that down. I'm going to add 2 7mm rings, and so I'm leaving just a little bit of space. And in this case, I'm actually wanting this one to be pretty snug. I'm kind of trying to make it, I don't want to say worst case, but a little bit like a worst case scenario, like as tight as it can go, because this clasp can be putsy, but not really. And I'm going to show you a tip for how to get a tight bracelet on with a clasp that is that doesn't have a lot of wiggle room, I guess. That fold over has a ton of wiggle room. So this is a 7mm lobster. Oh, you know what? And I'm adding 2 of them. And the reason I'm adding 2, what did I say? It's a 7mm lobster? I meant Rolo. Did I just say lobster? Oh my goodness. This is 7mm Rolo rings, 7mm Rolo chain. No.
7mm is the bracelet.
Yes, for this I'm doing 7mm. This isn't a standard closure that we do, but I just thought it was fun and I wanted to show how to do it. So, and you can modify any bracelet kit we have that comes with every kit comes with a closure, but there's no reason you can't, if you want to try a different closure, order that and then save the one that came with the kit and make something else with it. And they're all interchangeable. So,
and are we flexible, Becky?
Are we flexible, Eddie?
Yes.
I think we are, yes.
Yeah.
Is that the right answer?
Yeah, we're like Burger King in the 70s. You can have it your way. Order the Whopper just the way you like it. So if you do really have a preference, don't hesitate to let us know in the comment section of your web order. Sometimes we'll put a different, to save you buying a second closure, we'll just, trade it out. Every now and then, some people say, wow, that kit comes standard with copper chain, but I do everything in silver. And, if you are willing, would you be willing to make that kit in silver? And we can handle special requests like that, like anything. We wouldn't want every kit to be that way, but we're happy to make you as delighted as possible with your new kit. So.
That's a really good point, Eddie. We don't like publish that a whole lot, but we do obviously receive lots and lots of special requests, and we fulfill lots and lots of special requests because we would rather have you have what you want. And if you have a certain closure type that you prefer, we will switch it out. And then in the other part of that is not only are we switching it out, but we're also including the little niddlies that you need to go with it, because the slider clasps need to have the 4.8mm Rolo links to connect them. In any case, what I want to show here is, I'm going to show you how that goes. So this, if I'm trying to connect this, it's a little tricky, right? And I'm not going to have these tails on when I'm really wearing the bracelet. So here's what I like to do. Just throw a piece of leather in there and pretend these aren't there. I'm not going to take the time to finish that, I don't think. But what you can do is I wrap the leather around, and actually if you wrap it around twice, you can then with this hand hold this right exactly where you want it to be. And now I have lots and lots of room to get in there and hook into that second 7mm ring. So that's why you put 2 of those rings in. The first 7mm ring goes through the last 4.8mm or the last 5.7mm rings that are on the bracelet, but it's in an orientation that if you used this clasp, it would then, stick up in kind of an awkward way, and it'd be harder to get on. So we put a second 7mm ring on. And then, again, like I say, if you can't quite pull it through, or if you make it, in this case, I like my bracelets pretty like fitting like a watch, so pretty snug fitting. So that is how you can get that on. And then that is a fun little clasp. So, there you be. That is pretty much all that I had today. And other than to say again, thank you for helping us come up with the names for our new kits. Or not the names, but which ones we were going to choose. And so to put online, this is one of them, Summer Sun. This is Blue on Blue. And they are on our, let's see, that was 1A. That was 2B from the voting the other day. And again, thank you for everybody for doing that. And then here's what the charms look like. And of course, because we like everything to work, we'll throw in the jump ring for the charms so that you have a way to hang them on your cute little bracelets. And every bracelet will come with one of those. If you prefer flower or leaf, let us know in the notes. Otherwise, we'll choose for you. And, oh, I also wanted to mention, we've used a number of check strands. We have online on our website. So once you get to the website, there's a section called strands, and there's lots of different kinds of strands out there. Some are from live shows, some are like the metal strands that we use that are kind of good, solid, use them everyday strands. This particular, some of the size 2 and 2-3 beads, which are what we use in these bracelets, that 1.5 mil leather fits through well, and that weaves nicely with 5.7 mil chain. You'll find them on a live show that we did. This is actually a date, that long number is April 25th, 2020. So almost a year ago, we did a live show where we showed a variety of those Picasso strands. So if you like any of the strands that if you like this size strand and you want to put together a bracelet like this for yourself, not just with the standard options that are offered in our kits, you can order the strands there. This is where you can order the clasps and rings. The Mega Lobster I showed you, the fold over, and then the magnetic slider clasp. That is, all three of those were part of what we just shared. And then and that's under a category called clasps, buttons, and rings. And then we're using 1.5 millimeter leather. And then those little leather ends, which are also super fun and functional. And of course, there's lots of other things out there as well.
Let's go ahead and show them live on the screen.
Okay, I can do that, Eddie. Thank you for reminding me. So there's Eddie. Say hi, Eddie.
Hey.
All right, so Ed's going to step us through.
Yeah, so many of you have been watching the video like this, but before you clicked on the video, you saw this is our Facebook page, and you saw this post probably from Becky. When you see anytime you see this, you'll start to see that a lot on our website, on our Facebook Live site, or on our Facebook page, and you just click on that. And you will get a little box here in the right-hand side, and one takes you to our entire website. This takes you to a very specific product on our website, and this says Beaded Galaxy Bracelet Kit. And you click on that, and you might have noticed there are people that have Facebook stores, and we could click right now and buy this on Facebook if we wanted to, but we don't quite trust Facebook yet, so we're going to,
or we're not quite skilled yet.
So we have you just make one extra click. So we might be able to eliminate that click at some point, but right now that click takes us to our website, and you can see, look at that, Summer Sun, and Blue on Blue. And if you want Summer Sun, you just click Summer Sun, and you put it in your cart, and it is just.
And then here, can you click on that special notes?
Yep.
When you get to it, and because all of our web pages have a section that says special notes, and you can put any customization that you'd like there. So for today, if you do want to change up, chain or leather, whatever, that's cool. Let us know, or the closure. But also in that spot, you could put what you would like to have in terms of a charm, a flower or a leaf.
So yes, special notes is you get 255 characters. And you can just say, I want a leaf, and just that easy. And then we will see those notes.
Cool.
So it's just that easy. As Becky mentioned, when you come to our website, you typically come to the main screen and it says Shop Now. And I don't know why it's acting so slow all of a sudden. I think because it's probably got all these windows open.
I will say, while it's going slow, we've just stepped you through steps for how this works on Facebook on a laptop. It is, of course, just ever so slightly different on your phone, and it might depend on what version of Facebook you have. But you can do virtually all of this from your phone as well.
Right. Some of you may never have noticed we have all these categories on the left. And again, you're going to find most of the strands were shown during Facebook Live shows. So you can look on Facebook Live or look under strands. As Becky mentioned, the leather is under the leather, the chain's under the chain. Let's pick leather for an example. And you'll find, if you wanted to order some 1.5 millimeter leather, that, as she showed that she was weaving with, you just click on that and it'll show you about 30 different types of colors of 1.5 millimeter leather. And these are where those, we keep these handy in the leather section. They're also under accessories, but you'll also be able to find the leather caps there very easily. When you're looking for chain, I think she talked about 5.7 millimeter Rollo chain. And
I probably called a bolo chain.
And you just click on the 5.7 millimeter Rollo chain. And on our chain, we'll always ask you if you want to buy by the foot or by the yard. You'll almost, you can always use chain, so why not buy by the yard and save 25%? And then you just pick your color, and all of a sudden it just confirms your color. That you do have, what did I pick, matte gunmetal? So I'm going to find my matte gunmetal, which is right there, and say, yep, that's exactly what I wanted. And then you just, add to cart. If you want 2 yards or 3 yards, you just go 2 or 3. And it's just that easy, add to cart. And
hey, Eddie, what if somebody wanted a spool? Can they order that on the web? They
cannot order a spool on the web, but you can call our studio. And we do have spool pricing on some of our chains, not all of our chains. Usually it typically involves buying at least 50 feet. So if you wanted to ever talk about spool pricing, we can have, just call the studio and ask for Ed or Becky.
Yep. So, thanks.
So that's, now for getting back to this show, certainly if anyone really, wanted to put in the comments like we used to, hey, send me this, I'm happy to create an invoice and send it to you. We're just trying to create some, this is mainly a grand experiment to try to say, how can we create our shows and make it more easier for you to order directly, pay right away, and then we get it in a format that we're used to getting, and that we're able to ship it and easily send you a shipping confirmation if it goes through our web. So that's all. But again, with each of these shows, certainly probably with my shows, you're going to still see some custom, things that you'll have to I just are one-off and we may not have on our web, and you're going to be able to order them still through the show like you have been in the past. So it was heartwarming to see that we had 10 people on today, even though there was technical issues. And I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to show.
Not
Becky?
really. I guess I'll just say, thank you for hanging with us. We really appreciate it. And if you have ideas for what you'd like me to do next week, I will be back to my normal format. So, and I'm happy to do something, demonstration-ish to show how we do something. And then I'll have product for sale. So let me know what you'd like, either, Becky at diakonosdesigns.com, or to, messenger me, whatever it takes. We'll be here. Or call the store, 873-0210, area code 608. All right. Thank you for your patience with us when we have these technical issues, and bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Oh, I saw somebody was given some love and some laughter. That is so good. Anytime you like or love or laugh while we're doing a video or comment on our Facebook posts. That does good things, and we appreciate it. It makes us feel good, but it also makes Facebook promote what we do. And like us and follow us. So if you haven't already, on your Facebook page, you can, there's different places where you can like and follow. Oh, you guys, thank you for the love. Oh, honestly, thank you. So yeah, like and follow, and then you can, within the follow settings, you can find, you can tell Facebook you want to be notified when we do lives. And I know some people have said they haven't been hearing from us, and that is one way. If you, on your page where you like well, you can do this for any stores that you like, you can like them and follow them, and then within follow, there's a follow settings, and then within the settings, it lets you say you want to hear about any and all live activity that goes on, for sure. Or you can say, I just want some highlights of posts that are made. But it's up to you to make that choice for any of the businesses that you follow. And so as a small business, I share that because we've got lots of people who've asked, how can we know what you're doing? And that's how you can know. And we appreciate it. And yes, we are still live. Susan, thank you for being here. We had an unusual, a little different than our usual live show. Hopefully some of the tips helped. And sorry for all the rockiness. Anyway, we love you guys. We thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.